So my first opinion was, oh boy, Howie Roseman, he at it again. All right, honestly, this was my first initial reaction. I'm not kidding.
Man, there you go with that bullshit.
Like I'm so serious. That was my initial reaction. I'm like, why? Why would you move back? All right, you're in a primary position where you're at number 6. All right, you get to pick a top 10 pick in the draft. All right, you're rarely in this position. Okay, you have an opportunity to draft a playmaker for whoever the hell's going to play quarterback, whoever the hell that you have confidence in. What do? You trade back to the number 12 spot. Sure, you pick up an extra additional, what was it? An additional 4th round pick and an additional first round pick in 2022. Okay, that's a nice haul. Now, that's what I started saying to myself as I calmed down. Here's where my frustration still boils over. Do I like the move? Somewhat. I would have liked the move if they would have did it on draft day instead of thinking that you know what a team is going to do, what the teams are going to do before you that draft. You never know what's going to happen in the draft. We all know that. Okay. So for you to think and predict that you know exactly what's going to happen, that was a stupid move. You think you're the smartest person in the room again. That's not a good look. Okay. But in terms of what we got out of the draft, out of the trade, it's excellent if you look at it on paper. I mean, look, the Philadelphia Eagles have the opportunity. We already have 2 first-round picks in 2022. They had the opportunity to get 3 first-round picks if Carson Wentz plays the amount of snaps that he plays. So in hindsight, it looks good. But at the same time, Howie is really betting on himself because there's virtually no way you would have messed this up picking 6 overall in the draft. Now you're at 12, where you could still pick up a decent player, but now you're subject to whoever's left at 12, where you pretty much had primary real estate with whatever player fell to you at 6, whether that be Kyle Pitts, Devontae Smith, all right, Jamar Chase. You had an opportunity to draft one of those players should they have fallen due to the fact that a lot of these teams are really looking at the quarterbacks in this draft. So you kind of messed yourself up there in that situation. And you also are betting on yourself, thinking that you're going to be able to pick up a perennial player at 12. Howie Roseman is betting on himself. And you know what? For the Eagles' sake, I really hope he bets well. Because should he mess this up, oh, he's gone.
Yeah, my first reaction was utter confusion. I saw this post, the Eagles trade their 6th overall to the Dolphins, and I really did think this was fake. I had to check with multiple sources. So this move, my first reaction after the confusion was, well, there goes our chance at Pitts and Jamar Chase automatically. We just gave up our rights for them. I was trying to look on the bright side. Maybe Smith will be there at 12. But then after all this, I see that the Eagles were actually trying to get that 3rd overall pick, which now the Niners have, because they wanted Zach Wilson. And this is just the worst part, because you have the owner of the organization going out and saying Jalen Hurts is our guy. Then you have the GM of the team doing something completely different, really just arguing that fact. He wants to get a rookie quarterback to bring in behind a guy who thinks he's the starting quarterback of this team. It doesn't make sense. We saw what happened with Carson Wentz. This is absolutely absurd. To tell a guy he's going to be the leader of this team and then to go behind his back and try to get that 3rd overall pick. And now he has to find out from social media, probably because Howie Roseman didn't tell him. It's just ridiculous. And this team just keeps digging itself into a deeper and deeper hole. And T, you're right. Now, if Chase and Pitts turn out to be a top 5 player, Howie Roseman has to be done here.
Now that I've had time to just think about it and really digest it, I kind of like the deal because we have so many holes on this team. And not only that, it really kind of sets in stone that Jalen Hurts will at least probably get this year to just showcase what he can do. Now, the report obviously isn't great of the fact that we try to go up to 3 and get Zach Wilson. So, it goes both ways. I think now that we're at pick 12, it gives us a great opportunity to still get, J.C. Horn, a cornerback, which we need, maybe a Rashawn Slater or somebody like that who can step in and basically be a plug and play immediately on that offensive line. Devontae Smith has fallen in mock drafts because of his size. So it's definitely a possibility he'll still be there. Jalen Waddle as well. I think at the end of the day, to try to convince you guys that this is a good deal is the holes on this team is just eye-opening. I know you want to go up there and get that star player, but here's the thing. A report came out that Jamar Chase is, highly touted by the Cincinnati Bengals organization right now. And they want to pair Jamar Chase back with Joe Burrow, his college quarterback. So, a reach for Pitts at pick 6, is that something you really want to do? Some people will say yes, some people will say no. I'm not too sure about that. I know he's a great player and a great athlete. He's kind of one of those positionless players that we've talked about, wide receiver, tight end threat. But when you go back down there to pick 12, you still have a crazy amount of talent this high up. And also, you play out this year, whether it be you get a receiver or a cornerback, hopefully whichever one you get stays healthy. We saw last year Jalen Reagor was unable to stay healthy. And then you go into 2022 and, depending on if Carson Wentz plays 75% of the snaps there in Indianapolis, you could have 3 first-round picks. So I guess the main thing is you just have to bet on Howie Roseman. I know it's hard to say right now because of his track record, but I think the main point is even if he hits on this pick, and then we got to wait a year to see, okay, what's he going to do in 2022? At least you can say, okay, look at pick 12. We got ourselves a player, which is the hope going into, this upcoming season. I still prefer to get, Jalen Hurts a weapon on the offense. I know people will say, grab that defensive lineman, grab the cornerback. I think there's an edge rusher too out of Michigan who's drafted around the same spot. So I don't think we can go wrong. I know we've debated this multiple times, defense versus offense, but if we can get a Devontae Smith that magically falls to pick 12, I mean, that would be pretty crazy. I know you guys can both agree with that.